Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that was a nice reception. Happy Sabbath. How many like living here on planet Earth? Well, there's one. He'll learn eventually when he gets out into the world and has to deal with planet Earth. It's not really a bad place. It's just not the best place, is it? And what do you think we can do? Well, how many want to escape planet Earth? Let me put it that way. Oh, come on. I expect to see every hand raised, even if it's only in your mind. I'll raise an extra one. Okay. Now, we have multiple ways of escaping planet Earth, don't we? We can get in a rocket and take off, but that's kind of, well, what do we do when we get off planet Earth? I mean, we got to have food and water and oxygen, and as crazy as it sounds, they want to populate Mars. And I heard this week that they're thinking about going to Venus. So you can get off planet Earth, but I dare say that Mars and Venus are not as good as planet Earth. So why do we want to leave? Why do we want to leave planet Earth? Right, we want to be there with Jesus. And you know what? We can, we can accelerate that by doing a couple of things. Number one, prayer, that he comes back soon. And number two, evangelism. God's not coming back till everybody in the world has a chance to hear the good news, is he? And there's a lot of places in the world that haven't heard the good news. And that is what our offering for is today. It's world budget, but specifically the annual sacrifice offering. Anybody have any idea what an annual sacrifice offering is? What are we sacrificing? We are sacrificing unneeded things in our lives. For example, if you took all the money that you spent in a week on things that you don't need, I always like to poke at people that like to go to the coffee shop and have a, yeah. We all like to do that. I read a thing one time where one person kept track of how much he spent at places like Starbucks. He spent $2,300 a year at places like Starbucks. Now, I'm not asking for $2,300. I'm just asking for a week's worth of Starbucks coffees, or maybe a week's worth of, do you eat out twice a week, 3 times a week? What if you only eat out once a week? Sacrifice is very hard for Americans to do because we have so much. It's like, oh, well, I can give away $20. But let's think about what Jesus did for us. He sacrificed. He really sacrificed. I mean, he had heaven. And he put that all behind him and came down here and lived as one of us for about 33 years. And it was not fun for him. His last 3.5 years of his life were probably the best for him because he was telling people about his Father and about himself. So if we think we're sacrificing, let's look at what Jesus did. And one more little thing before we pick up the offering. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the year, I was encouraging everyone to put an extra $2 in the offering every week for whatever the offering was. Well, I'm upping it to $3. That's not too hard, is it? And I have a surprise for you next year, so you know me too well. So take out your $3 and make a wave offering to the deacons as they bring the offering bags by. And would they wait on us at this time?